Hey guys, Jeremiah with Steps Pressure Washing and More. Today we are heading out to Raleigh and we are going to be doing a project for a contractor we do a lot of work for. I probably say that a lot, but it's only one contractor. So if you guys have been following my channel for a while, every now and then I'll say a contractor we do a lot of work for. It's the same contractor. So we're going to be going out and we're going to be cleaning this house. It's going to be a total house wash on the outside. Then we're going to be doing the French Pane window cleaning on this place. So we've got our Xero DI Tank in the back along with our water fed pole. We've got some trad equipment in here that goes with me everywhere we go. But for the most part, we're going to be taking the ladder, taking the trailer. I dropped both of the water tanks. I don't like to travel with water. If it's just going to be around town, I will, carry some with me. But if we're going to get on 2 different interstates to get to where we're going, I would prefer to travel as light as possible. And really just our standard house wash on this. It is an older home. It just got a ton of remodeling done. They did a lot of work to the outside. They're getting it ready to sell. And I guess the photographer is waiting on me. So we're going to go out today and we're going to get this cleaned up and ready for them to take pictures to put it up for sale. But let's I gotta go get my hat and we'll get on the road. All right, finally done on prep on this house. We have taped up all the door locks, covered an outlet, covered a few things out back. We are going to be doing a full house wash, and we are going to be washing all the windows with our water fed pole. As you can see, they are all French pane style. I definitely can see here just a little discoloration under each one of the eaves, and that's just not eaves, dormer, and that is just from, I believe, where the rainwater runs down and the roof staining happens. But got a good water flow today, which is great. We had several houses last week with bad water flow. I think one of the things that's going to catch us off guard here today is just some tight corners, tight area. This is kind of as far away from the house as I can get. So again, we're just using the M5 Downstream for soap and rinse. And again, here's a little bit more of that tight corners. And I'm just gonna hit it as well as we can hit it. I'm gonna hit the front of this as well. I think it's like a storage shed, so just get it prettied up. We do have a callback that we're going to need to get either today or tomorrow, and that was a house in our neighborhood that left leakers. So we've got some streaks going down the side of that house, and that was mostly because they're building a new subdivision behind our subdivision, and that's been happening a lot while we are washing houses in our neighborhood. So I'm going to go back through there, just give it a quick rinse. Another difficult corner is going to be right up here. This whole area is covered with this metal roofing. I will get up there if I have to, but I'm going to try and hit it all from the ground. But we are going to have to bring out the ladder to hop up there to get the windows cleaned. And again, we do have the water fed pole, but the closer I can get to it, the better. Taped up the TV in here, taped up a very nice, looks like they are untreated wood furniture in here. So got this outlet right over here covered. Got a little bit of what looks like water damage, or maybe where somebody had washed this area with SH before, but that's on these benches. Moved all the tables and chairs, or the chairs and cushions out here. Going around again, another tight spot. We will have to angle to get in there. These 2 windows luckily are just for show. They have been either, they're not real, or you might not even be able to see them. They're boarded up, so we're not washing those at all, but we've got one real one right here. This is where the water fed pole comes in. Absolute a clinch is where you can't really get in there with a ladder to do a trad clean. You can, but it would be annoying. Just using the water fed pole on that would be much better. And again, just window after window, frame after frame. And this is going to be a hard to reach one because I don't know. I'm going to have to set the ladder up under these little bump outs and get up there somehow. It might actually reach. It's a pretty long water fed pole, so if I can reach it from the ground, I will. But again, hard to reach area right down here because this is me right up against this brick wall. So small lot today, but it's going to come out very nice. Again, this one's going up for sale soon, so they want to get it looking as good as possible. Just put together a new downstream injector last night and just checked it, make sure it was working properly, and it's pulling. Just trying to run the soap into it now. It should be fully primed. I did some clean water into it. Just trying to get these shakes thoroughly coated. And again, shakes, I do not do any sort of high pressure, so I would be rinsing them with the M5 Downstream normally. And it has been within the past, I'd say 2 months, that I've really started using the M5 Downstream as my rinsing nozzle. It just really delivers the rinse I want, and the XJET just is too much with the smaller orifice in there. It's too much pressure. So this gives me a super high volume. Even though the XJET gave me the same volume, I did a volume test. It was giving me 8 gallons a minute. But this gives me more water on the surface, much less atomization, and that's what I want anyway. We are rinsing the last, I don't know, third of the house. I've been doing pretty small sections. They've got some gray paint like this here, and that seems to want to dry immediately after I apply the detergent. I think it's new. I think it's an oil-based paint, which is fine. I just have to stay ahead of it. Don't let it dry. And they've got slate roof on this one, and it seems to be reacting to the SH pretty quickly, even though we are a little bit under 1% on this. It's just a really, really old, dirty roof. So it's got a lot built up on it, and it's got a lot trying to come off. So there's some areas that don't have the gutters on it, and that's just running off brown. And I'm going to have to do a few extra rinses in those areas to make sure that at least looks halfway decent before I leave. There's a ton of lichen built up on it. Knock off what I can and keep moving. Again, rinsing that gray first and foremost, trying to keep it from showing SH. So far, I'd say we've done pretty well with cleaning the windows. Of course, we're washing them, but I'm giving them a little bit of extra love. It's taking me a little bit longer to wash because I'm doing so much extra on the windows, just giving them 2 passes of SH, giving them 3 or 4 passes of water, and then hopefully when we come back with the water-fed pole, all of these frames are squeaky clean, and we don't have to worry about too much getting left behind or spend too much time on the frames themselves. So this is one of those areas where all that runoff, there's no gutter. I'm going to have to come back and pretty well re-rinse after everything up top gets dry, because it is it's going to look terrible with all that runoff. Are about an hour and a half in, and we are about the halfway point on window cleaning. An hour and a half into window cleaning, and we started on the back corner of the house. We made our way to this window here. Let's go take a look and see how these are turning out. So far I can see an incredible shine on these windows, which is what I really was hoping to see. Yeah, some of these are still drying. They've still got some water spots down on the bottom, or spots of water. But the glass itself does appear to be drying spot free. So we're going to keep on rolling. Yeah, that looks good. With one hand, but coming along, getting the tops, scrubbing down the side. Scrubbing the middle. And getting these frames. Now, I did thoroughly rinse and thoroughly wash these frames when I was washing the house, but it does not hurt to get the frames again, just because that is where most of that stuff is hiding. It's going to jump right back onto the windows. Spoke with the neighbor, and they have considerably more French panes on their house than they have on this one, and I'm going to work on getting her a quote for washing those. So it's been a very long time since they've had them washed, and I'm going to have to price that accordingly. But just looking at those, that is, you can't even see the bottom of that, but like that whole wall is French panes, and they have several parts like that on their house, and they really wanting them done by hand rather than by brush. So I'll get them a quote, but I'm not doing that alone. They got a lot of those. Alright, 2.5 hours on window cleaning with the water fed pole. 2.5, I think maybe 3 hours on washing, but that was also with setup. Did a lot of setup, a lot of property protection on this one. You can see the absolute shine on these windows, and these are not even all the way dry. I think this one up here might be a little bit drier, but yeah, it's a pretty shine. Going around here to the side, all these came out really, really well. You can see the shine up there on that window, like mirror finish. Love it. So this is that little Xero DI Tank. This is from Window Cleaner Resource. I will put a link in the description below, because that made these French pane windows possible. And I can see on the inside there's some water spots, but we're not doing inside today. We're just doing the outside. That was what we were contracted to do. So now I'm just going to put all the furniture back into the back porch, and I already uncovered the TV, got all that done. Luckily this roof up here was just a rubber flat roof, so I was able to walk it. And I got all those windows up there. Absolutely stunning shine on them. I love it. Yeah. Alright, finally home. We actually spent about 30 to 40 minutes after that job talking with the neighbor next door. They're interested in getting their windows cleaned as well, but they have a few exceptions where they're really concerned about the lime wash on their home. So I gave them a few different quotes. I actually need to type up their actual quote in-house call pro, but I gave them just kind of while I'm there. I made the price because I don't really have French Pane pricing. It's like really standard. So I gave them a price that hopefully works for them. It was not a discounted price by any measure. So it's one of those things where I know it's going to take a long time to clean all of those French Panes. So we are going to be pricing accordingly. Overall today though, that job went extremely well. I don't believe I've ever cleaned that many little windows. I will say that when you put all those French Pane windows together, that's more windows today that I've cleaned in my entire career as a window cleaner. But this little guy right here made that possible. That Xero DI Tank, there will be a link to it in the description. It is one of those kind of like entry-level tanks, and I'll tell you, this tank and this water-fed pole cost less than the job made today. The revenue on today's job, just the window cleaning part of it, was more than what I spent on this water-fed pole. This is the Equip Max. I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link to that as well. And this right here. So 100% recommend this setup. Is it hard on the arms? Yeah. Is it hard on the shoulders? Sure. Is it hard on the neck? Of course. But you can make money, and you can get a lot of work done, and I would not have wanted to do those French Panes by hand. I hopefully will never have to do a whole house of French Panes by hand. And we'll see. I mean, the client next door, they kind of were interested in the by hand price, and so if I have to do theirs by hand, I will. It might take a couple days to do it, but I'll do it. But it is, I'm really, really glad we added the window cleaning back on. I don't know, for some of you guys who've been watching for a couple years, we tried window cleaning with just the water-fed pole, and I did not have a proper filter. So I had the Equip Max pole, but I had this little cheap filter from Amazon, and that was not what was needed. I needed a real DI tank, and that's what this is. Anyway, I'm gonna put this trailer away because I'm almost out of daylight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all be safe out there.